Josh Clough is the referee in charge of this second round game, which is the best of 5 sets.
It all depends on who turns up on the night, so far as Adam Smith-Neale's concerned, according to most people in the sport. He blows extremely hot and cold when he's good, like when he won the World Masters in 2018, beating Glenn Durrant in the final, going through 9 matches on his way to winning, 12 matches on his way to winning that. He can be exceptional. Other days he can look decidedly ordinary. Paul Hogan looked good yesterday, beating Brian Raman 3-1.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First set, first leg. It's Adam to throw first.
Adam with the darts. And he had that injury, which, by his own admission, I'm not giving away any confidence, as he was somewhat inebriated. Broke his leg when he fell at a tournament in Italy. Wound up playing the BDO on crutches as a result of that last year. And he says that he still has problems with that right leg, still has to take painkillers on a regular basis, and to an extent has had to change his action. He says it's working okay, but he says it remains a little bit of a problem.
That's the thing, when you get an injury, you have to adapt. And I've watched Adams throw for quite a few years.
140.
I look at it on our screen here, and it looks pretty similar, but when you're a dart player who's actually holding the darts, that one's 57 on the floor, but it may feel very different. Small changes will feel massive when you're the one who's standing there throwing the arrows.
Paul, of course, as we know, Mr. Steady Eddie, Dudley born, now living down in Basingstoke. Big West Brom fan. So he'll be happy that his team won their match
78
against Charlton in the FA Cup. Smith-Neale on throw here from Nuneaton, 26 years old. He's the younger man by 30 years.
Adam, you require 99.
That's the beautiful thing about darts, isn't it? You can get those massive age gaps. 60 for double 18. Ain't going to go this time, and
23.
Hogan will love
Paul, you require
the fact that
109.
Smith-Neale has just missed the board.
Treble 18, double 18. One would assume.
97.
Yeah, he said to me, he's got a wry sense of humour, Paul Hogan. Let's just see this one first, see if he can put it away.
See, that's why, John, when he went for the double 18 to leave tops on that previous visit, by missing the board, he's missed a trick, and as a result, he's lost the leg. Bad tactics. Really
second leg is Paul
brash
stuff. Game on.
Looking to entertain, but you've got to be smart on the dartboard. And Hogan has got way too much experience to pass up those chances.
Well, he's so steady, isn't he? He's got a great temperament, and there's his first maximum of the match. Yeah, he said to me when that last game went to the deciding set, he said, "Oh, this still
85.
going?" I said, "Yeah, it's, Scott's still, Wolfie's come back." He said, "Oh dear me." He said, "Don't they realise how old I am? It's past my bedtime."
26.
Give him some of the local opens that Hoagie plays in. They probably go till about 2 in the morning, and he wins most of them.
80.
Very likeable fella.
I don't know anybody who doesn't like Paul. He has seen some players come and go over the years. And of course,
140.
he made the quarterfinals of this tournament the year that Peter Wright made his debut. Is that going to be a little bit of a sign to maybe see Hoagie to a massive title?
1995 that was. And he started really well here. Double 19 for a 155. Oh, what about that? What about that? That is terrific darts. If it's past his bedtime, there must be some throw when he's bright and cheerful.
It's a bit of a Tommy Cooper shot, that one, just like that. Fantastic stuff.
123.
He's come out with the intention of absolutely begeling Smith-Neale. He looks brilliant.
Well, this, at the moment, is some of the best darts we've seen.
Adams made one mistake so far by tactically going for the double 18 to leave tops
60.
and missing the board. And they're not getting a shot at double in the next visit. But since then, Hogan has been irresistible.
And look at this, he's in again. He's in again. That's 3 maximums already. We're only in the 3rd leg.
Well, he has history of 9 darters. He hit one in an England international. And that route was 60, 45, double 18.
We will see. Here he goes again. It's still on. It's on, double 18. Oh, just the wrong side of the wire. What a great effort from Paul Hogan.
Boy, that was close. That wire was shuddering. And I really thought that was it.
59.
The 30-year wait was
Paul,
over.
you require 36.
But it continues, but this is for the set.
Game
A fabulous 11 dart leg from Paul Hogan. And he does miss the 9.
What a great display.
Choke mark.
And
Second
the opening
set, first leg is Paul to throw first. Game on.
Look at that set average, 115.62. That is serious darts.
140.
Think about the last 25 years that he's been playing big time darts. He's done a lot of stuff. He's played for England many times.
140.
He's played big PDC events, massive BDO events, won tournaments all over the place. Hit a lot of 180s. And there's another one.
180.
Think about the players that he's played alongside at county and in tournaments. Colin Monk, Andy Jenkins, I could go on and on.
120.
And is that a sign that it's just not Adam Smith-Neale's night?
Well, I think that was actually just above the wire. I don't think that was in the treble 20. But this has been an absolutely blistering start from Paul Hogan.
45.
It's a very unusual dart that Adam
59.
uses. Not much grip on that barrel at all.
136.
It's very smooth. And Hogan just looking to lay up for a double. That treble 5 doesn't really help him.
54.
He was 100 ahead instead.
Well, that is as close as we've come to a 9-darter in the BDO World
58.
Championships for a little while.
Paul, you
Dan
require
Durrant,
82.
I've commentated when he's gone close, and I've seen Wolfie go very close, but that was so close. And that, thought he got that. Double 16,
Game's
brilliant again.
Leg. Paul Hogan.
There are times
Second leg is
when
Adam
you just have to think,
Game on.
wow, he's on it. This is too good. Look at Adam's expression. It's if to say, it doesn't matter what I do right now, Hogan's got more than I have.
Well, do you know, this was so far as the bookies were concerned, this was pretty much a pick and match. They were finding it hard to separate. And there's a mate of mine who follows with a view to an investment, and I said, I just think Paul Hogan here
80.
might be a good thing at even money. And goodness me.
With a view to an investment, I like that. I'll have to remember that one. Yeah, Hoagie is just...
He's got a way to go
timeless.
yet. It's not over yet.
60.
Think about the players in his age bracket. People like Steve Beaton, for instance, who won this championship in the mid-90s, around the time that Paul made that
43.
quarter-final.
Same age, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think Steve's 56 now, 55, 56.
Hogan just trying to measure up where he is.
100.
Good ton. Just trying to figure out a way if he could leave a finish. He couldn't from 3-4-1. He needed to max up.
Looking to get yet another break of throw.
97.
Gets another set under his belt. Then, well, he won't be home and dry quite clearly, but he's a long way on the road.
100.
I'm saying this is past his bedtime. Well, he should play past his bedtime a bit more often, because this is quite irresistible. Not to quote
42.
Robert Palmer, of course.
Paul, you
Simply
require
irresistible.
141.
So 141. Couldn't get it last time he was on 141 and can't get it this time.
45.
Went the old-fashioned way, didn't he? The treble 15, double 18. Lowy did that way, didn't he, when he got the first 9-darter?
Yeah, I like the 45 for the double 18, because if you go north
120.
of the
Paul, you require
45, it's
96.
straight up to the double 18. And it's going to be 51 for tops he needs.
He's got it.
Will be devastating.
Game shot on the
Hoagie,
second
what are you
leg.
doing, Adam?
Paul Hogan.
You're not allowing him anything.
Well, the reporters who are still
Third
here
leg
putting
is
their
Paul to
pros
throw
together
first.
for
Game on.
local newspapers, websites and the like. They'll be just checking the spelling of annihilation.
Well, I've been
100.
around darts a long time. I've seen some great displays, but I know better than to say this game is over. But Hogan is doing everything right.
43.
I like the dart shirt that Hogan's wearing.
97.
It's somewhat Crocodile Dundee, but it does have a bit of a connection to West Brom as well, I believe.
Does it?
I think so.
It's a reclining crocodile
42.
looking as though he's enjoying the day.
There's been some very entertaining GIFs on social media of entertaining crocodiles,
109.
especially during his last game. But the big dog needs to get bigger scores. Very straight he's been throwing,
60.
but not enough treble 20s so far. See from that column of 4 180s from Paul Hogan, just been too strong on the red bit.
Well, inevitably, Paul Hogan's not quite
41.
scoring with the extraordinary intensity that he was in this particular leg anyway.
55.
Adam is just not at
Paul,
the
you
races,
require 154.
the dog races.
Plenty of time for the 154 to go. Sides it in half pretty much. The
94.
return for 20 and tops after Adam's next 3.
It's a good leave. And this, when he comes back, will be for the
41.
second set. 60
Paul, you
required.
require
Ignore
60.
that graphic. 60 he needs. There you go.
Tops it is. Now it's 10s. He's focused and he's
Game shot
very,
on the second
very
set.
good. He might be old school, but he's still incredibly useful.
He might be old school, but it's a pretty good school that he's in.
Thank God are in
First
this
leg is
building.
Adam to throw first.
Of course,
Game on.
Simon Whitlock got one next door in the main arena 7 8 years ago.
He has so much
100.
respect, doesn't he? I mean, we were just chatting away during that last advert break about some of the performances he's had over the years. Everybody remembers when he almost beat Glenn Durrant. What was that, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? He was so close to doing Glenn, and you know the whole history of the sport might have been a little bit different had he won that. But at the UK
96.
Open, he beat Gary Anderson. I remember that one, and you don't beat Gary Anderson by accident, and you were on the receiving end, weren't you?
Yeah, last time I played at the UK Open, Hoagie got me on
140.
the Friday night in the last 64 in a room that could only be described as a fridge. But he was much better than me that night, and he's incredibly respectful
52.
in victory. And when he was defeated the next day, he was just as respectful in defeat. But just a great guy, and he's got one of those natural talents that stood the test of time.
78.
Talked about when he was cold. That was when the Beast from the East was in town, wasn't there? Not about a mile of snow came down.
Yeah, that event will never be
123.
forgotten. It was just so
Paul, you require
difficult to play.
158.
But it's difficult for Adam to play in perfect conditions here because he's up against a level 10 type opponent.
100.
Well, is he going to get his
Adam,
first
you require
leg?
130.
130 is doable. Treble 20 for bullseye? No.
Well, if Hoagie can win 3-0 in this set
56.
again, he will deny
Paul, you
Smith-Neale
require 58.
one leg in this match. Tops for Paul Hogan. Oh, he thought that was in.
You heard the ooh.
He just did a little shuffle. That's about as animated as he gets.
Game shot
But
on
who
the
cares
first
when you're as good
leg.
as he is?
Paul
He was
Hogan.
walking up there to go and get his dart out, wasn't he? Almost.
Second leg is
He
Paul
thought
to
that
throw
was
first.
in, but he
Game on.
resets and bang, in you go again.
It's almost like he missed that tops, thought it was in, and he was doing a little dance like he was on hot coals.
100.
Not quite at the stratospheric level that he was earlier on, but still playing a very solid game.
He's in that zone right now
96.
where he has to be thinking, I want to win every leg in this match.
The disparity in the averages, 100 against 78.
41.
An average difference of 22 is huge.
Well, that tells me that the 85-77 first 9 of Adam isn't great at all. But the fact that his overall average has gone down even further than that says to me that he's just really struggling up there with the pace of play and keeping up with what Hogan's doing.
Oh, lovely cover shot. I was just about to say, well, maybe he's under a bit of pressure here, but then that was a super visit. Loose second dart, switch downstairs, and look what
81.
maybe psychologically that did to Smith-Neale, and he's just about keeping his nose in front. But Hogan, well, he's in a great position to go 2-0 up.
41.
That's a bit of a slip there. He's offered Smith-Neale a bit of an olive branch there, and now he's in a good position. Should switch.
139.
Really smart visit. And this time he's got it right after a couple of somewhat brash tactical options that he's taken in the first 2 sets, which didn't help, but he should. Oh, and now he's got to take a 62.
How about that? He's going to have to get it now. 62. Looking at 10s, and he's got it. So double 16. Oh, that's more like it. That's what Adam Smith-Neale can do. And he's looking around as much as to say, yeah, I'm here, I'm here.
That was a classy leg, because Hogan was just ready to swoop in once more.
140.
See on the close-up there, John, there's 2 groove rings on that barrel. That's it. Completely smooth and black in colour. Just a very
74.
unusual dart that not many people would be able to use.
Yeah, it looks a little bit on the slippery side, doesn't it? But he's throwing them well now.
Yeah, very slick.
Suddenly woken up. Welcome to the confrontation, Adam.
Now that he's stopped the rot of 7 straight legs, we may have a game on our hands.
Oh, loose second dart, didn't need that.
45.
Well, I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah, I understand the 25 first, because he's trying to eliminate
59.
the odd number first and then go up to the 60, but didn't do a great job of it.
136 now, 116 required. That's a good second dart, and that's a nice setup. Quality again.
Yeah, he's on it now. He's finding himself at the double a lot faster.
140.
So,
Adam, you require
tops then to go ahead in a set for the first time.
Game shot on the
and that's
third
beautifully
leg.
done.
Adam Smith.
That's a 13 dart leg.
4th leg.
27 darts for 2 legs is world class. And in this set, he's turned things around. Can Hogan sprint? Well, the 180 will start this leg and very much help the cause of trying to win this match 3-0.
Unlucky, that was off the treble wire,
35.
left-hand side on the wire between 20 and 5. Five perfect darts, he's on it again.
Oh, so close. I didn't want to jinx it by saying he was on it.
Well, if you're just joining us, what we're talking about was that he came agonisingly close to a 9-darter. And both these players here really upping the ante.
This is some final furlong darting
97.
brilliance. Hogan leaves himself an 84. And Smith-Neale needs another maximum just to stay in touch.
40.
Couldn't find a treble, and now 84. Hogan looks as though he's going to square off this set. Treble 16 would leave double 8. Oh, great dart, double 8. Superb!
Game shot on the 4th leg.
What a response from Hogan. A 12 dart leg to answer the 14, then the 13 of Smith-Neale. Now, if it goes in pattern, someone's going to hit an 11 darter to win this set.
Well, if Paul gets an 11 darter to take this out, then we should all doff the cap. There's the average, 101.29 by a distance. The best darts that we've seen here so far this year in this championship.
Unquestionably the best darts we've seen so far, but he's still got to get the job done. He is one leg away from victory, but if Smith-Neale can nick this one, he will make Hogan one set away again.
Well, the Smith-Neale throw is under huge pressure. That's another ton. And he is way in front. Well, Smith-Neale could have done with a maximum there, and it ain't coming.
93.
Good on the double switch, though. That treble 18 could be really handy, but he's lost the darts. He's most definitely lost the advantage now. Hogan is not stopping. Goes for the max.
140.
Well, 121 is a good leave. See these top players many a time leave 121 because there are
97.
Many ways in which it can go in.
121.
And he'll be looking at treble 20 for the first port of call. He's missed it, so now treble 17 looking for bull. Not this time. So Smith-Neale, a
57.
glimmer, just a glimmer.
Adam, you require
Needs
156.
a big hint of brilliance here. Possible. Not anymore. That was a good dart. It just collided, and somewhat brashly he's gone for that double 18 again to leave himself on top.
64.
But Hoagie, 64 for the win.
This for the match, double 8. Oh, he's put it just
56.
inside.
Here were the two darts he missed
Adam,
against
you
Durrant.
require 40.
The 2 at 8.
He wouldn't want reminding of that.
10s. One dart remains, and he
30.
misses. And Hogan should now win this match 3-0. 3 darts
Paul,
at
you
force.
require
That was
8.
a twitchy, nervous dart from Adam Smith-Neale. He shook his head as much as to say, what am I doing wrong? Double 4 for the match. Double 2. Oh, he's missed those by a distance. Madhouse.
No
No!
score.
Just goes to show, doesn't matter
Adam,
how
you
brilliant you
require
are,
10.
you still have to hit that match-winning shot. Smith-Neale double 5. He's only going to get one, is he? At ones?
No score.
Absolutely nowhere near. He is livid with that
Paul,
dart,
you
and I don't
require
blame him.
8.
Missed it by a long, long way. Double 4 again then. Bust the last visit. Coming down for double 2. Well, he didn't do his average any favours, but there's the dart to win it.